The plot is refreshing and there is no CP, and the whole article is full of forced facial expressions. Lin Feng accidentally passed through the poorest county in Daqing and became the supervisor of the county of the country. With the vigorous renovation of the county town that no one wants to take over, the poorest county in Daqing has become the richest county. Lin Feng has solved national crises for Daqing several times and turned them into safety. He has made great achievements in ancient times with modern wisdom. Inventing gunpowder, refined salt, strong crossbows, and training the strongest cavalry in Daqing. Chapter 1. Reborn as a supervisor of the county. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. At this moment, Lin Feng felt waves of dizziness, and someone around him was constantly shaking his arm, almost vomiting from the shaking. Someone in my ear kept shouting to me, "Feng, hurry up and we're about to leave. If it's too late, we won't be able to make it to the inauguration ceremony in 3 days. Oh my dear. What should we do? Is that the old man reliable? We've been shouting like this for 3 days now, and the child hasn't responded. He won't deceive us, will he?" At this point, Lin Feng exerted all his strength and opened his heavy eyes, only to see clearly that the two elderly people in front of him were shaking him. Cough. A cough instantly caught the attention of the second old man. The old woman watched as Lin Feng woke up, rubbing her hands excitedly and tears streaming down her eyes. Choking up, he took a long breath and said, "Huh. Finally woke up. Oh my son, you finally woke up. Do you know you slept for a whole 3 days? I almost thought you were. Okay, fortunately you're awake now." Lin Feng, who had just woken up, felt his brain once again fall into a state of dizziness. As for the memories of another Lin Feng, they all surged into his mind. Hiss. It hurts. Lin Feng instantly hugged his head and fell back on the hard wooden bed. The two elderly people looked at their son's painful expression and were deeply sorry for him. "What's wrong with my son? He just won the imperial examination, so don't." The old man didn't continue, afraid that if he said it, it would really develop in the way he thought. "Pooh, pooh, pooh, you crow mouth, my son is the Prime Minister's seedling. How could there be anything wrong?" The old woman took out a handkerchief and wiped Lin Feng's sweat all over his head. Lin Feng, whose headache was about to crack, slowly calmed down for a while before finally calming down on the pain. He, who had just woken up, was shocked to discover a fact that he seemed to have traveled through time. This is a country that has never been seen in history, with poor resources and extremely backward development in the farming era. The Lin family is considered a big family in the Lin family village, and it is only through the collective efforts of the whole family that they were able to obtain a genius background. The predecessor won the 2nd place and the 10th place in the scholarship list, which has been a brilliant achievement in the small Shanghai county. 3 days later, he will go to Lingxian County to become the supervisor of the county of Lingxian County. Also known as the county magistrate, it belongs to the 7th rank Sesame Small official. Lin Feng looked at his former parents in front of him with mixed feelings in his heart. Before his death, Lin Feng was already a wealthy man with a company market value of nearly 100 billion yuan. However, he was betrayed by his own family and died in a wilderness unknown. However, fate is so magical that he was once again reborn in someone else's body. At this point, Lin Feng let out a deep sigh in his heart. As soon as he arrived, let's settle down and live our next life well. Thinking about this, Lin Feng's face also showed a smile. "Father and mother, I'm fine, let's get ready to set off now." After saying this, he got out of bed as if nothing had happened, put on his long shirt, and walked outside. As the sky gradually darkened, the Lin family could only set off in the dark. There are a total of 6 members in the Lin family, including parents, 2 older brothers, and a younger sister. This time, the whole family moved to Lin County, and the whole village was filled with joy. They brought a lot of things to the Lin family, including smoked meat and pickled vegetables. The family waved goodbye to the villagers at the village entrance. For 3 whole days, I was on a journey in the starry night. The carriage was bumpy, and Lin Feng, a big man, was about to fall apart. He insisted on getting down and walking with the car, but Lin Feng was weak from a young age and blisters appeared on his feet shortly after walking. Lin Feng was speechless and looked up at the sky, only then did he understand what the true scholar of Daqing was. Along the way, Lin Feng thought a lot and planned to do real things for the local people during his tenure, completely changing the block transportation in the entire Ling County. The further you go to Ling County, the more barren the land you see. It's early spring now, but the fields are barren, and it seems that the farmers have no intention of sowing. Is it because Ling County doesn't produce rice? How could Ling County not produce rice even though their own county in Shanghai produces rice? The closer Lin Feng approaches Ling County, the more doubts he has in his heart. On the afternoon of the 3rd day, the members of the Lin family arrived at the county seat of Ling County. Just entered the county town. 2 men in long robes stood at the root of the adobe-piled city wall and walked towards the Lin family carriage. A person spoke in a warm voice and asked, "Excuse me, is this Mr. Lin's car?" Lin Dong, the eldest brother of the Lin family, immediately jumped off the bus and replied, "My brother. Law Lin Feng, come here to serve as the supervisor of the county." "How do you call them?" Upon hearing this, the 2 of them smiled even more kindly and said, "Mr. Lin, please hurry up and invite me. My name is Zhu Baozhen and I am the county magistrate of this county. The person next to me is Wang Kaisher, who is the chief clerk." Lin Feng also got off the car at this moment. "2 adults, I've heard a lot about you." He bowed without any official airs. Zhu Baozhen and Wang Kaisher dared to accept Lin Feng's salute and stepped aside one after another. "Mr. Lin, it's polite. Please come in as soon as possible. The mansion has been cleaned up and you can move in immediately," they said. "Tonight, Lord, take a good rest. Tomorrow, several merchants in Ling County will hold a welcoming banquet for Lord at Fuman Tower. Please come and enjoy it." Upon hearing this, Brother Lin quickly used his elbow to turn his younger brother. He whispered in his ear, "Promise quickly. This is a good opportunity to deal with the merchants. The money they reveal can bring a lot of trouble to the county. You can't be confused at this time. If merchants want to make money in the county, they must establish good relationships with you. I know you disdain to argue with them, but the entire governor's annual allocation of silver is very limited, and relying solely on that amount of silver is not enough to sustain the most basic needs." Lin Dong's words naturally made Lin Feng understand the truth behind them. The merchants have the easiest money to come by. If there is no silver in the county town, it can only be spent on them. It seems that this trip is necessary. Listen to their opinions from all parties, ask for their specific ideas, integrate their opinions before making further plans. Thinking of this, Lin Feng smiled and accepted tomorrow's welcome banquet. Subsequently, a group of people walked towards the county government mansion, chatting and laughing. Upon arriving at the county government office, Zhu Baozhen took Lin Feng for a brief walk around the office. In front of the entire county government office was the court where the case was being heard and the various housing agencies were located, while behind it was a small courtyard for the Lin family to live in. Although this small courtyard is small, it has all 5 internal organs. Lin Feng was taken by Lin Dong to his own study, which is large, and there is also a tea room for guests. There is a side room behind the courtyard that serves as a stove and water room. Looking at the somewhat dilapidated house, it is actually not much better than the previous house of the Lin family. However, Lin's mother was very happy and happily tidied up and scrubbed the stove with her youngest daughter Lin Jiaojiao, preparing to make a hand-rolled dough cushion for the family's belly later. In the evening, the family enjoyed eating noodles happily, but Lin Feng remained unhappy. Chapter 2. Welcoming Banquet. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Feng, who was used to running water and taking showers, was a bit uncomfortable in ancient times. He washed his face and went directly to the study, starting to look through the official documents of the past few days. These messages were all from a month or 3 months ago. Looking at the documents in his hand, Lin Feng's eyebrows furrowed deeper and deeper. Ling County not only has poor land, but also has limited access to transportation. In his opinion, it is impossible to solve such a poor place through development in a short period of time. Near noon, Zhu Baozhen rushed to the carriage to pick up Lin Feng and head to Fuman Tower for the welcoming banquet, and Calm Woolly's powerful elder brother Lin Dong was bound to follow around Lin Feng. Fumanlu is the largest restaurant in the entire Ling County and the industry under the name of Su Donglai, the most powerful merchant in the entire city. Just arrived at the door. A group of people with big arms, round waists, and gorgeous attire greeted them, and Lin Feng could see from a distance that there were as many as 20 or 30 people. Everyone politely smiled and arched their hands, saying, "Mr. Lin, I've heard so much about you. Supervisor of the county, please, please, please. You are really young and promising." After a round of pleasantries, everyone gathered around Lin Feng and entered Fuman Tower, heading straight up to the second floor of the restaurant. It seems that the second floor of the entire restaurant has been taken down by them today. The 3 large tables were filled with various gift boxes, but not dishes. This scene made Lin Dong, who followed upstairs, jump with excitement. He heard Lin Feng say a sentence. Being an official is difficult. It's even harder to be a clean official. I didn't think much of him before, but now I see that this sentence is really what Lin Feng said. He finally believed that even the most honest officials in the entire Daqing country would be corrupted one day, and now this sentence really came true. Looking at Lin Feng again, he was chatting and laughing with everyone. Lin Dong's eyebrows furrowed as he saw this place. He was afraid that his soft-tempered brother would do something foolish, and at this reception banquet, he was completely bewitched by the merchants. At this moment, Lin Feng didn't even pay attention to the various gift boxes on the table. He walked straight to the upper seat and then sat down without hesitation. This scene. The county magistrate Zhu Baozhen and the chief clerk Wang Kaisha were both slightly surprised in their hearts. Is it true that the supervisor of the county prefecture is not satisfied with these gifts? As far as they know, Lin Feng has no background at all, so he was demoted to such a poor place where birds don't poop. He should be very concerned about these things. But now it doesn't seem like that's the case. At this moment, Zhu Baozhen and Wang Kaisha looked at each other with doubts in their hearts, but they also thought of a possibility, which was that Lin Feng was pretending not to care. Wang Kai asked Lin Feng straightforwardly, "Your Excellency, these things are all given to you by everyone's filial piety. How do you think these things should be handled?" He asked this to see if Lin Feng really didn't care about these yellow and white things. Lin Feng, however, was very surprised. "Are these all gifts from everyone?" His expression was serious, and his face, which had never seen much of the world before, completely made everyone laugh. Of course, as adults have just arrived in Lingxian, there are many expenses that need to be spent. These are all the wishes of the grassroots people, and I hope Mr. Lin can accept them with a smile. The speaker is Jia, the wealthiest member of Ling County. It is said that he also has complex relationships with several officials in the capital. His purpose of coming this time is to carry out the excavation work of the Lingjiang River Channel. The pawn shop business in Lingxian will eventually fail, so he can only find a new way. As long as we continue the task of excavating the river, this year will be another fruitful year. Upon hearing the introduction of the county magistrate beside him, Lin Feng realized that the box in front of him contained real gold and silver, totaling as much as 200 taels. 200 taels of silver. He deliberately exclaimed in surprise. This sound immediately quieted down the entire floor. In the state of Daqing, the salary of the supervisor of the county is only 32 silver per year, the grain is 80 stone, and other subsidies are more than 20 taels. The whole family's expenditure is just enough. This gift-giving is indeed the most common method, but it is rare to publicly give gifts at reception banquets. The reason why they dare to do so is probably to test themselves, whether they dare to accept these gifts in front of everyone. If they dare to accept them, Lin Feng will face a mountain of impeachment memorials. But if they dare not, they have other ways to make the supervisor of the county compromise. Everyone looked at Lin Feng's shocked expression and felt amused, with a hint of disdain in their eyes. Jia Yuanwei was extremely embarrassed by Lin Feng's exclamation. Fortunately, by this time, all the food and drinks had been served, and he had not been heard by the bartender. Otherwise, the whole county would have known about this tomorrow. He was stared at by Lin Feng, and could only explain with a bitter smile, "Don't misunderstand, supervisor of the county, these 200 taels are all earned by Xiaomin over the years, and they are all legal business income." At this point, County Magistrate Zhu Baozhen tried to resolve this embarrassment. He raised his glass and opened his mouth loudly, "Please take a seat, everyone. After today's reception banquet, the supervisor of the county magistrate is our parents in Lingxian County. Let's drink a cup of welcome wine to the adults." At the same time, everyone present raised their glasses and aimed at Lin Feng's side. Big brother Lin Dong knew that Lin Feng was not strong enough to drink and wanted to step forward to stop him, but he was stopped by Lin Feng shaking his head. "You have to drink this first cup of Jiefeng wine no matter what. After drinking this cup of wine, he can only speak more." Lin Feng has had a lot of experience in dealing with officialdom in his past life, and he knows these things better than anyone else. Everyone raised their glasses and took a slight sip, but Lin Feng drank the first drink directly. Zhu Baozhen, the county magistrate, couldn't help laughing. It seems that the young supervisor of the county doesn't know anything about official entertainment and drinking. "I'm afraid he will fall asleep within a quarter of an hour." The glass was empty, and Lin Feng sat down with a smile. He didn't beat around the bush and spoke directly, "Since everyone says this is for me, I won't pretend to refuse and accept it all according to the order." As soon as these words were spoken, the scene fell silent again. Everyone looked at each other, their doubts deepening in each other's eyes. At this moment, they really don't understand what the new supervisor of the county's rules are for accepting gifts. From the initial shock to the boldness at this time, they have confused everyone. At this moment, Lin Feng clapped his hands happily and smiled again, "Thank you all for your generosity. On behalf of the people of Lingxian, thank you all." After finishing speaking, Lin Feng stood up and bowed his hand for a week to thank everyone. He completed this operation. Looking directly at the crowd present, even the county magistrate and the chief clerk around him couldn't understand what Lin Feng meant. "Sir, what does this mean?" The chief clerk, Wang Kaisher, whispered in Lin Feng's ear. Lin Feng gave him a mysterious smile and said, "You'll find out later." His smile made the two of them sweat profusely. Chapter 3. Strong Gift Collection. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Feng's actions had already made County Magistrate Zhu Baozhen sweat profusely in his mind. He pondered and reminded, "Sir, some of the people here have a deep connection with the higher-ups. Isn't it good for us to accept gifts in such a grand manner? In case someone goes to impeach the adults, the consequences." Zhu Bao truly pointed out. Just as the county magistrate thought that with his own reminder, Lin Feng would definitely restrain himself. Lin Feng smiled and waved his hand. Continuing to speak, "Today, I will keep a record of all the gifts given to me. Whoever receives the most valuable gift will be recorded in the first one, and all of these things will be used for future development and construction in the county. What's more, the county government is going to raise a batch of money as the starting fund for the construction of the road leading to Fucheng. It is an unlimited donation based on 1,000 taels. I have a look at just 30 people here and can give at least 30,000 taels of silver. After all, with these 30,000 taels, I, the supervisor of the county, can handle the next job. Don't worry, this money won't make you spend it in vain. Your name will appear in the county annals of Ling County. If a person exceeds 100,000 taels, you can directly name the road with their name. I believe that everyone will not be stingy for the development and construction of their hometown. I will give you 3 days' time. After 3 days, I will be waiting for everyone's visit at the government office, and I will definitely hold a good banquet to entertain everyone. After finishing speaking, everyone present seemed to be frozen in place, foolishly looking at Lin Feng, who was chatting and chatting. Fundraising. Is the new supervisor of the county confused about the definition of fundraising? How come there is even a forced demand for fundraising from him here? County Magistrate Zhu Baozhen's face was also full of depression at this moment. He asked in a low voice, "Sir, when did Lingxian County mention that it would be repaired?" The road from the county to the city was already opened 3 years ago, so there's no need to spend any money on it. It's better to improve local government affairs as soon as possible so that adults can be promoted as soon as possible, isn't it? Lin Feng just came here with the intention of promoting the construction of Ling County. Isn't his goal to be promoted as soon as possible? Although supervisor of the county is a petty official, if there is someone connected with him, his promotion will be smooth. There is definitely hope to be a Beijing official in the future. But on this first day of arrival, it was the first time everyone had seen such a person who was eager for quick success and instant benefits. At this point, everyone kept complaining in their hearts about Lin Feng's unattractive eating habits. They were convinced in their hearts that Lin Feng was just going through formalism, and if they wanted to make money, they had to establish a name for themselves. It was really hard work for him to put in so much effort. If it doesn't come out then, wouldn't the remaining silver just fall into Lin Feng's pocket? This is really a good calculation. The first person outside of Jia who couldn't sit still at this thought stood up and asked, "Lord Lin, do you know how much silver it will cost to build this road leading to the capital? Even if each of us present comes up with 1,000 taels, it's probably just a drop in the bucket. Just the stone mountain area is completely impassable, so will the road behind it be repaired or not?" The others rushed to the beginning of the conversation. He said with indignation, that is to say, before, there was also a supervisor of the county who said that he wanted to do a lot of official work in the county, but in the end, we invested a lot of money in it, but he rolled up his bedding and left. Regardless of the lives of us merchants, what do you think this is, Mr. Lin? The person who said this, Lin Feng, doesn't even know what their thoughts are. They need to ensure both security and effectiveness. Lin Feng stood up with a smile. Solemnly speaking, I understand everyone's concerns. I, Lin Feng, am still young and can afford to work here, so I will definitely not run away. You can rest assured that I will provide you with a clear guarantee. Ling County not only needs to connect the pipeline to the capital, but also to the 5 surrounding county towns. The reason why Lingxian is so barren is because there are no commercial roads, and some things cannot be sold or good goods cannot be brought in. The obstacle in front of us now is the road in the county. As long as we move it away, I believe Lingxian will not be any worse than any other county town. When the time comes, sell the corn produced in our Lingxian County to surrounding county towns, so that our Lingxian County can also connect with other county towns through commercial channels. In this way, I believe that the profits of all the shopkeepers present can increase more than 5 times. Please believe in me and also believe in yourself. I, Lin Feng, have just arrived. If there is anything wrong with what I said, I hope you can forgive me. Lin Feng's words at this moment made everyone feel particularly uncomfortable. Ling County is their hometown, who wouldn't want their hometown to become prosperous? The terrain of Keilang County is treacherous. The mountains in front of it block the strong wind and also block the way in and out. The terrain of Ling County has been a headache for officials from all walks of life, but this change has had no effect. As the saying goes, it is good to depend on the mountain, but sometimes it is poor. The people of Lingxian County expect that the supervisor of the county will come here to bring changes, and also look forward to the opportunity to walk out of the mountain. At this point, Big Brother Lin Dong heard Lin Feng's plans coming out one by one, and he almost wanted to go up and cover his younger brother's mouth, telling him not to speak again. Connecting the surrounding county towns and opening up official roads leading to the capital city is a big promise that even relatively prosperous county towns like Shanghai dare not easily make. My younger brother is simply a newborn calf who is not afraid of tigers. He dares to speak such big things out loud. If he didn't achieve these things after taking office, wouldn't he be scolded by his parents and fellow villagers for their 18 generations? Thinking about these, Lin Dong felt a chill in his back. At this moment, an old man stood up with his cheeks burning red. He said, "Mr. Lin's words have made even a middle-aged man in the grassroots feel goosebumps." However, connecting the surrounding county towns is not a simple matter. Relying solely on our merchants in Ling County to raise money may be. Let me put it this way, even if we sell ourselves, we may not be able to do what adults say. Upon hearing this, Lin Feng couldn't help but frown. Just building a road, is it really as difficult as they say? Thinking about the cement road in my past life, wouldn't it be shocking if they knew about it? It is definitely not feasible to use cement pavement now, but we can use bluestone pavement like in big cities. Driving a carriage on it should also reduce bumps, and the safety factor will be higher. Lin Feng asked, "Is it really as difficult as you said? Now, can you explain specifically where the difficulty lies? Since we have all come to this point now, everyone is welcome to speak up and discuss these difficulties in detail. If we can solve them, we will find a way to solve them as soon as possible." This statement came out. Let the whole audience once again look up at the sky in silence. What does it mean? Is it difficult? Is this something that people can still ask? Chapter 4. Difficulties like ascending heaven. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. County Magistrate Zhu Baozhen was also extremely speechless at this moment. He was very clear about the minds of scholars and had no knowledge of the practical field of government affairs, but he didn't even know such common sense. This made him inevitably start to worry about his career path. Lin Feng, who is only in his early 20s, has this kind of momentum. It was originally a good thing, but now it seems that this is also a disaster. Zhu Baozhen looked firmly at Lin Feng and earnestly stated a fact: difficult. It's as difficult as heaven. After he finished speaking, he decided to sit down as well. Lin Feng reached out and pressed down, gesturing for everyone to sit down and speak. Since the dishes on the table were served, no one has ever touched a chopstick. They have been staring at Lin Feng the whole time, not even caring about eating. Zhu Baozhen spoke again. Firstly, the most important obstacle to entering the city is the stone mountain. If this obstacle is not solved, even if the road behind it is constructed, it cannot enter our Ling County. Secondly, there is black gunpowder, which is strictly prohibited throughout Daqing. However, without black gunpowder, it is absolutely impossible to open the stone mountain. Even if it is excavated manually for 10 years, it may not be possible to open the entire mountain. Another issue is whether the official roads in the entire city allow us to excavate. Once it is investigated, no one in our county can afford to bear this responsibility. The issue of craftsmen lies ahead. There are only a few skilled craftsmen in Lingxian County, and they cannot sustain themselves. If we go elsewhere to find someone, the labor cost would be a lot of money. Therefore, if we calculate this, it is unlikely that even the official road leading to the capital will be completed. His words were followed by everyone nodding in agreement. Someone said, "The county magistrate is right." The common people believe that the biggest challenge at present is the stone mountain. If this mountain is not solved, Lingxian County will not have the opportunity to trade with the outside world. There's no need to think about the concept of black gunpowder. Except for the military, there is no such thing in Daqing that could directly trigger the crime of collusion. We absolutely cannot touch this thing. Lin Feng did not expect that gunpowder was managed so strictly in Daqing. But if there is no gunpowder to blow up the mountain, then the road to Shitu Mountain will be completely impassable. But then, Lin Feng laughed and suddenly came up with an ancient method of carving stones. Even if you don't open a whole mountain, you can achieve a distance of 4 or 5 meters on a road surface. He said, I will solve the problem of opening stones. You just need to pay. In Lin Feng's view, as long as there is money, most of the problems can be solved. If money cannot solve them, it is only possible that the money given is not enough. Lin Feng finished his sentence. Once again, everyone was stunned and speechless. When everyone saw Lin Feng's smile on his face that couldn't be concealed, they simply didn't know what to say to answer his words. In their view, Lin Feng, the new supervisor of the county, is simply conducting a blind command. The saying that finding a way to meet the water and build a bridge in the mountains is only aimed at the prefectures and counties with good terrain, which is totally impractical in Lingxian County. It can be seen that Lin Feng's current crazy momentum cannot stop at all. At this point, the chief clerk Wang Kaisher swallowed his saliva, suppressed his doubts and shock, and asked, Mr. Lin, this road construction plan doesn't take at least 5 years and can't be done. Are you sure you made such a hasty decision? This is a major move for the entire county town of Lingxian. Don't you need to consult the prefect of the capital? What worries him is that Lin Feng's reckless actions will bring catastrophic consequences to the entire Ling County. A group of people who were equally troubled nodded along. Jia Yuanwei said, Mr. Lin, we are welcoming you today. These officials suddenly made a decision at the table, isn't it a bit inappropriate? At this moment, everyone was feeling extremely distressed. If they had known this situation, they wouldn't have joined in the fun today, no matter what they said. As a result, not only did Lin Feng not enjoy the excitement, but he also spent a large amount of money on it. Thinking about it this way, aren't they typical bullies themselves? As soon as they thought of these, they suppressed their anger and cursed Lin Feng in their hearts as a dumbfounded youth who didn't understand anything. Today, Lin Feng's actions have given various merchants a rough understanding of him. This person has ambitions and aspirations but lacks practical thinking, which is their definition of Lin Feng. Supervisor of the county is to manage the government affairs of a county, and doing a good job in government affairs is his primary task. But Lin Feng didn't care about these things, but he wanted to soar and instead went straight to the most difficult transportation route. A dense stream of discussions echoed below. Isn't Lin Feng's idea purely seeking death? There's no black powder, I think doing anything is just a waste. I think Lin Feng is actually here to cheat money. He talks about 1,000 taels per person. He really thinks that all our silver money was brought in by the strong wind. With his brain, he is still a supervisor of the county. I'm afraid no one wants him to be a waiter. Since he wants to repair the road, let him come out and do it himself. I don't care what you think, my Zhou family won't pay a penny anyway. I'll see how he can do it then, humph. The sound of discussion was heard by Lin Dong on the side. Make him frown tightly. At this moment, Lin Dong's gaze stopped on Lin Feng's face at the main table. His timid younger brother seemed to be different from him, but he couldn't tell exactly where it was. Based on what Lin Feng said today, he was convinced that he had never heard Lin Feng mention it before. Moreover, when did his younger brother, a bookworm with no means to bind himself, have the means to crack mountains and rocks? Is it really because of the various changes brought about by becoming an official that a person who usually blushes when speaking can talk confidently at the table today? These doubts are constantly hovering in the mind of big brother Lin Dong. Lin Feng looked at the expressions on everyone's faces and was very clear about what they were thinking. They thought that without the support of silver, this road would definitely not be possible to repair. So they should be discussing not taking any money out, and they also firmly believe that Lin Feng has absolutely no way to take them. This result has been experienced by Lin Feng more than once in his previous life. This time, when a new official takes office, Lin Feng will definitely not give them a chance to take advantage. He will first completely block this path for them. He spoke with a faint smile. Ladies and gentlemen, I, Lin Feng, put my words here today. If this road is not built, you don't want to think about doing other things in the county. As long as I stay in Lingxian County for one day, I, Lin Feng, alone, have the final say. It's best for all of you to consider carefully before making the final decision. In 3 days, I will see all of your silver coins stored in the treasury of our county government. Of course, once this road is built, as long as it is within the jurisdiction of my Lin Feng, I can give you whatever you want, absolutely not ambiguous. When everyone heard Lin Feng's words, they were instantly dumbfounded. Chapter 5. Attitudes. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Everyone looked at the young man sitting in the main seat with an incredulous expression on his face. Lin Feng was a typical example of giving a sweet date a stick. At this moment, everyone wanted to throw dishes and leave directly, but the situation simply did not allow them to do so. Is Mr. Lin threatening us to comply now? Jia Yuanwei looked calm and fixed his gaze on Lin Feng. Upon hearing this, Lin Feng remained noncommittal and smiled calmly without hesitation. The road leading to the capital is the foundation of the entire Lingxian County. Only by connecting this road can Lingxian County have better development opportunities. Therefore, in this matter, he has always been firm in his approach and cannot give up a single step. Once this road is opened, Ling County will no longer be a dead end where vehicles cannot enter or exit. Last night, Lin Feng has been reviewing the geographical map of the entire Yuzhou prefecture for today's welcome banquet. Ling County is located in the southeast of Daqing, adjacent to 3 county towns of neighboring barbarian countries. The distance is neither far nor close, and if this is well utilized, the plan to trade with the barbarians can be implemented. This is an excellent development opportunity for Ling County. No matter how we plan now, we must first open the stone mountain in front of us, which is the top priority. As everyone looked at Jia Yuanwei and spoke, many people present immediately started arguing. Someone spoke up in extreme dissatisfaction and directly questioned Lin Feng, "Does Mr. Lin feel that all of us must listen to your orders? Or is it that Lord Lin still has someone above him who can directly threaten the interests of all of us? Or is it that Lord Lin thinks we are all easy to bully? Is that why he is so fearless?" This statement came out. The anger in the eyes of everyone present seemed to ignite directly. Someone directly cursed Lin Feng with red eyes. "Lin Feng, you just took office on your first day. You forced our merchants to give you money like this. Do you want to be a small supervisor of the county? Everyone present is counting one by one. We don't have 1 or 2 backers behind us. Are you sure you want to completely confront the forces behind us today?" This statement instantly attracted a lot of ridicule and agreement from people. I said, have officials now come so directly to make money? Lord Lin's eating appearance is too ugly. The face of the supervisor of the county was cut off by himself this sentence. Upon hearing this, both the county magistrate and the chief clerk felt a slight warmth on their faces. They simply turned around without seeing or feeling annoyed, and looked up at the sky with a long sigh. When Lin Feng spoke about this matter, the 2 of them advised him not to be too anxious. But now, in order to make money, Lin Feng simply threw the whole face of the supervisor of the county's office on the reception banquet. Looking at Lin Feng's current state, he still had a calm and leisurely expression on his face, clearly not taking everyone's words to heart. This made Zhu Baozhen and Wang Kaisher even more blind. At this time, both of them had the same idea. If there were Shangguan like Lin Feng in supervisor of the county prefecture, their own hard life would not be far away. No, it should be close to death. Lin Feng is not only offending the visible merchants in Ling County, but also the hidden forces behind them. Zhu Baozhen glanced at the crowd, then turned around to take a look at Lin Feng beside him. This was originally a good reception banquet, but now it looks like a hangmen banquet with an unknown ending. He exchanged glances with Wang Kaisha. The two of them reached out together and went straight to fight Lin Feng, who was sitting. He kept saying, "Mr. Lin, it's obvious that this is what he said when he got drunk. Everyone, please forgive me. That's all for today's welcome banquet. Everyone, please come back. Another day. Another day, the supervisor of the county will personally invite everyone to have a dinner and add the wine that has not been enjoyed." Upon seeing this, Lin Dong also prepared to step forward and assist Lin Feng. "Wait!" Lin Feng shouted loudly. "What are you doing here?" "I'm not sure if I'm drunk, am I?" he questioned a few people. "Release me." Lin Feng's serious expression surprised the three of them at the same time. With a release of his hand, he immediately let go of the arms supporting Lin Feng. County Magistrate Zhu Baozhen was still earnestly persuading, "Sir, we can discuss this matter slowly in private. Don't make things worse in such a situation, after all, there will still be time when we can use them." But Lin Feng ignored him at all. Directly speaking to the crowd, he questioned, "You said I don't even want face for this money." "Lin Feng actually wants my face. I want face. What do the people of Ling County do for a living? Do they rely on eating the dirt in the land? On my way to office, I saw that most of the paddy fields in Ling County were dry and barren, with no signs of planting at all. Now, it's a good season for spring planting. Do you think it's normal for everyone present to be in this state? Those of you present can see through it, but I, Lin Feng, cannot." His voice was resounding and powerful. Let Zhu Baozhen, the county magistrate, and Wang Kaisha, the chief clerk, blush with shame. They are also officials of the supervisor of the county's office. When they go out and walk on the street, they are also called adults by the people. Now I ask myself, what have they done for the people of Ling County? When something happens, they only think of ways to back down and don't do anything substantial at all. A brief moment of reflection filled their entire chests with a sense of shame, and the suppressed breath made them extremely uncomfortable. His words made the merchants present feel a jolt in their hearts. But they don't even understand what the barren fields have to do with these merchants. In the eyes of some people, Lin Feng is simply venting his anger for no reason. Now he's just pulling the people out as a shield, but his ultimate goal is still to make money. But Mr. Jia understood the truth behind it. He opened a pawn shop and had one in every village and town in the county. Because last year was a year of prolonged drought, the harvest in various places was not good, so we had to take out valuable things from our homes and pawn them in exchange for food to help the whole family survive. The reason for this wave of climate has made him earn a lot of money. But the current situation is that the common people no longer have anything valuable in their hands, and they are also considering changing careers and doing excavation work, or moving to a large place like Yuzhou Prefecture. At this point, Lin Feng spoke again. "Are you merchants who have earned enough gold and silver on our territory in Ling County and want to leave with a pat on your back? Do you think that Lin Feng would easily let you go? Now, I want to rectify the development pattern of the entire Ling County. Starting from today's reception banquet, I cannot see the starving people in my jurisdiction of Lin Feng. This is the first iron rule during my tenure. I hope everyone will remember it in their hearts and deeply engrave it in their own minds." Chapter 6. Grievances. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The official road from Ling County to Yuzhou City must be managed by me. I don't care who your backers are. If you don't pay, I will directly seal your storefront. You can handle it yourself. If you don't pay in 3 days, all of you will wait to see my Lin Feng's methods. I'm not the kind of weak scholar in your eyes. Lin Feng's attitude is unprecedentedly tough. After he finished speaking, he was ready to get up and leave. But as soon as everyone heard that they wouldn't pay, they would directly seal the storefront. At this moment, everyone stood up in shock, and some voices trembled along with them. You dare to seal my shop and give it a try, he scolded with a stern expression on his neck. You, a supervisor of the county, should be a bully and rascal. I think you will die sooner or later. At this moment, they didn't care about any status, they just wanted to keep their storefront from being messed up by Lin Feng. In this matter, I am only warning now. If any of you are missing in 3 days, I will naturally have a way to deal with you. Ling County is my territory, and if everyone wants peace, they can come out and repair the road. If they tear their faces apart, I will not spare you lightly. Zhu County Magistrate, please remember these people, not a single one can be missing. If one is missing, I will ask you a question. I hope everyone understands the truth. If I'm good, everyone is good. Humph. If I'm not good, then don't think you'll have a good time. After Lin Feng finished speaking, he stood up straight and walked downstairs from the main table. Leave everyone looking at each other in the restaurant. Just as Lin Feng was coming downstairs, there was a sound of bowls being smashed and insults mixed in. At this moment, of course, Lin Feng also heard these movements, but he didn't look back and directly got on the carriage and left. Lin Dong, who was driving, looked at his younger brother Lin Feng with concern and said, "Are you not afraid to offend the forces behind them? What if the people behind them directly come to you? We don't have any background behind us, and if we continue like this, it may just be." Lin Dong hesitated and sighed countless times in his heart. His mind was running rapidly, but he never came up with a good solution to solve the matter. Lin Feng, sitting in the car, smiled and answered his brother's question. Big brother thinks I can still get this money by following their instructions. If I want to have greater power, then I must make achievements in my own government affairs, have the opportunity for promotion, do more practical things for more impoverished people, and their living standards will change. Now my elder brother should think that I'm just empty talk, but since I'm wearing this outfit, I have a responsibility to plan for a bright future for them. In the future, I will work hard to change the living environment of the people in Ling County, making their lives more comfortable. His words are an explanation and also the goal of Lin Feng's own efforts. In this era, it is very easy for Lin Feng to achieve food and clothing, and it is equally easy to be wealthy as a country. However, it is difficult to completely change the living environment of a country. Lin Dong didn't dare to take this sentence, but the whip in his hand was tightly clenched by him. In his opinion, anyone from a dilapidated place like Ling County would be of no use. His foolish younger brother, at this moment, has lofty ambitions and wants to change things. If he provokes the big shots above, he is afraid that the entire Lin family will be implicated. He let out a deep sigh in his heart, lamenting that Lin Feng was too reckless in his actions. Before they arrived at the county government office, the two saw a large group of people gathered at the entrance of the office, shouting incessantly. Lin Feng got off the carriage straight and strode forward, asking the person on duty at the door, "What's going on?" Suddenly, his voice caught the attention of everyone present. A few women saw Lin Feng pounce on the ground and knelt down with a loud bang. "Lord Lin, my Lord Qing Tian, you must make decisions for the women. Master Mingjian, we tenants have absolutely no way to survive. Please make the decision for us." The old woman was wearing tattered clothes and knelt on the ground trembling. There were two younger women beside him, who seemed to be a family. There were still many people in the crowd pointing and talking non-stop, with a woman's voice being the loudest. "Mrs. Luo, the other party is a famous merchant in the county. If you come to sue them directly like this, you won't be able to get any benefits at all. Maybe they have already colluded with this new county magistrate." At this point, the woman was directly covered by a man beside her, preventing her from speaking again. At this time, the woman was also surprised by what she had just said. "I'm afraid that the new supervisor of the county should listen to all the words." Fortunately, she was stopped by her own man at the crucial moment. Her voice was loud, and at this moment she could only conceal it with an awkward smile. But all of Lin Feng's words were naturally heard in his ears when he was not far away. He was surprised and marveled at the abundance of fruits in Lin County. Open the door for trial. Lin Feng announced loudly from the center of the main entrance. Lin Feng, who had changed his usual attire and put on his official uniform, had no childishness on his face, only a fierce expression on his face. At this moment, Lin Feng, who was sitting behind the court desk, was imposing. On the left stands the chief clerk Wang Kaisha, and on the right sits the county magistrate Zhu Baozhen. On the table were documents, case files, and signed notes. Lin Feng held a shocking wooden hand and took a heavy photo, ascend. After a powerful roar, Lin Feng looked at the women kneeling on the ground and said, "State the case." The court proceedings in Daqing state require the submission of a complaint paper in order to sue others, but Lin Feng skipped this step and instead asked the plaintiff to state the true story of the case. This confused the county magistrate and the chief clerk once again. Wang Kaisha quickly whispered to dissuade, "Sir, there is no legal paper yet. The case cannot be tried like this. After that, it will have to be registered and recorded. This is absolutely not acceptable." Lin Feng spoke solemnly, "If the plaintiff is illiterate and can't write a lawsuit, doesn't this case need to be tried? What do you do as the chief clerk? In the future, you will be responsible for writing all the cases and files in Lingxian County. If it's not easy to write, I'll ask you if it's good." Wang Kaisha could not refute his arrangement. He was originally an associate of the county magistrate's office. He had to do whatever the supervisor of the county asked him to do, which was his duty. Wang Kai's thoughts turned sharply, and he quickly responded with a smile, "Sir, I understand." His good handwriting finally came into play. Previously, when they handled cases, they were all following rules and regulations, and they wouldn't act recklessly like Lin Feng. Then he sat directly in the position of the recorder and began writing the petition. The old woman began to state the case in tears. The commoner's wife is a tenant in Chenjiagu, renting 3 acres of paddy fields from Shaokai village. She thought she could rely on these paddy fields to make a living, but Wang Chuanda, who killed her that day this year, actually increased her rent 3 times. This is what makes the commoner's family die. Chapter 7. Fear. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Now that Wang Chuanda is about to force the death of a large family of commoners' women, they will sue Wang Chuanda for the crime of illegal farming. We in Daqing have laws and regulations. Merchants without fame can only buy no more than 200 mu of land. But Wang Chuanda has more than 500 acres of land in his hands. The previous supervisor of the county did not dare to check Wang Chuanda, so he kept on going like this again and again. "Please, Lord Lin, avenge our poor people." Lin Feng's gaze turned towards Zhu Baozhen, who immediately understood. Explained, Wang Chuanda is a famous gentry in the county, and his reputation is quite high in the county. However, it is not clear to the officials about the matter of farming. This matter needs to be thoroughly investigated, as Wang Chuanda has a special identity and it is not easy to give an arbitrary verdict directly. The Wang family behind Wang Chuanda also has a strong influence in Yuzhou Prefecture. Zhu Baozhen reminded Lin Feng to carefully consider the consequences of this matter. But Lin Feng gave an indifferent smile. "Someone, go and arrest Wang Chuanda immediately. Once it is verified that the land exceeds 200 acres, it will be confiscated directly." His words. Let the villagers watching from the outside shout out cheers. This is the first time that the supervisor of the county did not directly imprison the plaintiff, but sent someone to arrest the squire Wang Chuanda. Lin Feng's later words made the old woman and her family ecstatic, tears streaming down their faces with excitement. However, at this moment, Zhu Baozhen immediately stopped the several officials who went to fetch people and said, "Stop." Subsequently, he walked up to Lin Feng again and whispered, "Sir, this Wang Chuanda must not move. Lin Feng spoke up with great interest and questioned, "Oh. Why can't I move? Didn't the county magistrate hear the complaint just now? Or is there any shady exchange of interests between you and this Wang Chuanda?" County Magistrate Zhu Baozhen was immediately shocked upon hearing these words. He waved his hand repeatedly and said, "Don't misunderstand, sir. I kindly remind you that you should carefully consider this matter before making a decision. There is the Wang family behind Wang Chuanda, and their business is spread throughout the southeast. If Wang Chuanda had an accident, he would not have easily let the adults go on the back of the city. Why bother asking for trouble?" He explained with a bitter smile, but it didn't even bring Lin Feng's restraint. When no supervisor of the county came to serve before, Zhu Baozhen, the county magistrate, was mainly responsible for taking charge of the county's food and horses, tax collection, registered residents, patrolling and other affairs, and asked the chief clerk, Wang Kaisher, to assist him. As the second in command of the county magistrate acts on behalf of the supervisor of the county when he goes out, takes personal leave or is absent. This has led to many times when the county magistrate is in charge of the entire county government office, and his opinions are still quite important. However, Lin Feng has only been in office for a day and he has lost his face more than once. In the entire Ling County, Zhu Baozhen is actually the one who talks and manages things. This also made many people call him Lord Zhu, which once made him lose himself in the fantasy of being a supervisor of the county. Zhu Baozhen also made a lot of money as a result, buying land and property in Ling County. He had 7 or 8 concubines at home and spent all day outside indulging in extravagance and drinking. Not a single practical task was accomplished, and all I knew was to be a troublemaker inside, making the entire Ling County a mess. But if Lin Feng continues to investigate Wang Chuanda's land reclamation crimes now, he will definitely have a connection with Zhu Baozhen. But Lin Feng had no intention of listening to his opinion at all. He said directly to several officials, "I am the supervisor of the county or Zhu Baozhen is the supervisor of the county. I hope you have a number in your mind. Why don't you go check?" Lin Feng roared out. The officials present couldn't help but shudder and walked straight out of the county government with their matching swords. Lin Feng's gaze was like that of a falcon, sharp and undeniable, making Zhu Baozhen's scalp tingle. The official duty is to leave. Many people later became eager to try and speak up. Lin Feng saw clearly and stood up to wave to them, "If anyone has something to say, just speak up. If there is any injustice, I will definitely uphold justice for everyone. If there is no injustice, making friends with everyone is also good." But as soon as he finished speaking, everyone was shocked and speechless. Some timid civilians actually knelt down directly on the ground. He kept shouting loudly, "With such an identity as Xiaomin, how dare you be friends with adults? I dare not. Right, early people don't deserve it." In Lin Feng's eyes, the quality of life for the people reflects the prosperity of a country. But here, he saw a full of official heirs, and the official prestige was useless. Improving the living standards of the people was the most crucial. Nowadays, the common people dare not even tell the truth when they see officials, let alone get along with them. He simply lifted his official uniform, took off his official hat, and sat on the steps below the main hall, chatting with the people standing below about their daily routine. Lin Feng asked everyone about their recent situation with a smile on his face and said, "Auntie, hurry up and get up. My parents are also from a farmer's background, and I am also the son of a farmer. It's just that I was lucky enough to have a chance to get out of the mountains after passing the imperial examination. How many people in your family are there? The climate is not good this year, is there enough food at home to eat?" The old lady was immediately flattered by Lin Feng's inquiry. Quickly speaking back, there are a total of 8 people in the old lady's family. As adults know, the harvest is not good this year, and my family is all a few kids with a large appetite. I can only barely eat a full meal by eating wild vegetables every day. My family doesn't have any cattle to cultivate, making it difficult to cultivate. Most of the arable land in Ling County has been taken into their own pockets by merchants and gentry. They don't even care about the lives of us poor people. Sir, take a look at the cultivated land in various parts of Lingxian County. How many good places are there? They are all the corners that cannot be cultivated. Hey, these days are really getting harder and harder. From their mouths, he had a rough understanding of the development of the entire Ling County. There are still many people who follow suit behind. As Lin Feng chatted more and more deeply with the people, the county magistrate and the chief clerk were so anxious that they were sweating profusely. As soon as Lin Feng arrived in Ling County, he made so many big moves that they had to start doubting whether someone was behind Lin Feng as a pusher. If there were really backers behind Lin Feng, then they should really consider their current situation. After all, this new official took office with 3 fires, and the first one burned in front of the merchants in the entire Ling County. If the second fire were to thoroughly investigate the illegal land reclamation, then all officials of Lingxian County, big and small, would be closely related to this matter. In the end, it will only involve more and more people, but the ones who were initially investigated will still suffer in the end. This made it even more difficult for Zhu Baozhen to calm down and face Lin Feng's probing gaze. Chapter 8. Good news. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wang Kaishi's face was also full of anxiety at this moment. He didn't dare to take another look at Lin Feng, afraid that Lin Feng might suspect him. He whispered to Zhu Baozhen beside him, "What should I do? Lin Feng's temperament is completely incomprehensible. If he really continues to investigate, Then he made a palm cut at his neck. At this moment, Zhu Baozhen was not much better than him. As soon as he thought about what he was going to face, his face immediately turned pale. Wang Kaishi saw that Zhu Baozhen didn't say a word, and he became even more anxious. At this moment, he was already sweating profusely. Seeing that even his own life and fortune could not be saved, he was already anxious. As the county magistrate, Zhu Baozhen still had the means to protect himself, but Wang Kaishi had nothing. He was completely heartbroken for his small family foundation. He searched here for a little bit and didn't want to be greedy, which gave him the current comfortable little life of a family. Which official in the entire Ling County does not receive any small favors from the people? Everyone came this way. If Wang Kaishi didn't do this, it would be out of place and would make him unable to stay in Ling County, and he might end up dying somewhere unknown. It is precisely because he knows the consequences of his own actions that he chose to join the game if he couldn't fight. I thought my life was just going through so smoothly, but Lin Feng's variable appeared, and his methods were exceptionally fierce and tough. Directly shout to the merchants in the entire Ling County to spit out all the hard-earned money they have earned. He has never seen such an official as a staff member for so many years. At first, he thought that Lin Feng was just a naive young man who didn't know anything. With his official position, he wanted to establish himself in front of the merchants in Ling County and just show off his official authority. But now, he doesn't think that Lin Feng is a brainless young man, but rather thinks that this person is a very logical and intelligent person. The more he thought this way, Wang Kaishi couldn't help but tremble in his heart. He quickly turned around. Hurriedly asked Zhu Baozhen, who was lost in thought by his side, "Old Zhu, do you think that if we persuade merchants to pay for road construction and then confess and forgive our own affairs, Lord Lin will forgive us and let us go? I don't think the purpose of the adult coming here is as simple as what you said about making money. If he wants to make money, he won't be willing to repair the road himself. If the road is not repaired in the end, wouldn't he be throwing stones at his own feet in front of the people? Old Zhu, are you talking? What should we do now?" Zhu Baozhen slowly regained consciousness after being shaken like this. "What did you say? Be frank and lenient." No, this is absolutely not possible." He woke up from a dream and sternly refused Wang Kaishi's suggestion. Wang Kaisha can do this, but Zhu Baozhen definitely can't. Once he did this, the final outcome would be a dead end, and he dared not gamble on the probability of Lin Feng letting him go. Just when Zhu Baozhen was lost in thought, Lin Feng once again threw a heavy bomb. He smiled and asked the people for their advice. Villagers, I have decided to open up the official road between Ling County and Yuzhou City. Do you have any good suggestions? Boom. His words exploded like a depth bomb in the crowd, completely confusing everyone present. Zhu Baozhen and Wang Kaisha were stunned in the same place. They never expected that Lin Feng would make the road construction public at this time. Talking to the two of them about this was like an immature plan, but now, Lin Feng has revealed it in front of hundreds of people, and its nature has completely changed. The two of them looked at each other at this moment, but the shock in their eyes couldn't be concealed. Is what Lin Feng said true? The plan to build a road is not just about talking in front of them. Once such thoughts arise, they cannot be suppressed. Looking at the people standing at the door, they were all so shocked that they opened their mouths wide and didn't know what to say. Someone asked incredulously, is what Lord Lin said true? His hopeful gaze almost burned Lin Feng. Lin Feng met his gaze and nodded with a smile. He said, of course it's true. How dare I joke about this kind of thing? I looked at the map and it showed that there were over 50 miles of roads leading to the capital, which had always been narrow and difficult for carriages to drive. That's why our Lingxian County is so scarce in resources. The development and construction cannot keep up with people's livelihood issues, and it's not just about road construction. I also plan to connect the routes of several surrounding county towns and completely build Lingxian into the richest county town in Yuzhou City. As a parent official of Ling County, I, Lin Feng, should take on the responsibility of solving the development of people's livelihood. It is my responsibility to build Ling County better, in order to achieve the effect of others mentioning Ling County with a smile and praising it as a good place in the future. Now, the common people became excited one by one. A young man stood up. Mr. Lin, you are the first person I have ever seen who dares to touch my Lingxian road. Without further ado, I, Ermangzi, am the first to approve of road construction. I have nothing else, Ermangzi, but I have some strength. If Lord Lin doesn't mind my clumsiness, I am willing to contribute to road construction. With the first person to express their position. I'll go. I'll go too. And me. Many young people, even middle-aged men, followed behind. Even a few young daughters-in-law roared along, this road takes me back to my mother's house only once a year. It has been unbearable for a long time, and I also participated. Yes, I will also participate. For a while. The whole scene was filled with constant noise. Lin Feng was pleased with the feedback from the people and promised with a smile, okay, everyone will come and we will strive for a year to fully connect with him. With your support, I believe that Ling County will definitely develop better. His words made everyone applaud and applaud. At this moment, immersed in excitement, they had no idea whether they could complete the construction of this road in a year. At this moment, several officials brought Wang Chuanda to the entrance of the yamen and said, Sir, the defendant Wang Chuanda is here. Lin Feng took over more than 50 land deeds found in the hands of a few people. After pondering for a moment, he directly took a stack of deeds into the yamen. Wang Chuanda, as a local gentry who knows the law and breaks the law, what crime should you be guilty of, he said with a startled clap. In this shot, all the discussions outside disappeared, and the entire trial site was quiet and audible. Chapter 9. Methods. You are listening at novelfull.audio. But Wang Chuanda, who was kneeling on the ground, was like a piece of wood, with no reaction at all. He didn't speak or look up, with an attitude of a dead pig not afraid of boiling water. Lin Feng smiled as he looked at Wang Chuanda's attitude and said, Defendant Wang Chuanda, you should know what crime illegal farming is. If you don't speak up, I'll treat you as tacitly accepting. I just heard two words, default. Wang Chuanda looked up leisurely and said, I'm afraid that you, a small county magistrate, may not be qualified to convict me of Wang Chuanda's crime. I warn you to release me as soon as possible. Otherwise, as the county magistrate, you will be completely successful today. Believe it or not, it's up to you. Before he could finish speaking, he was interrupted directly by Lin Feng. Now it seems that this matter has become increasingly interesting. I don't care who Wang Chuanda is behind you, but my official uniform is not something that anyone can easily peel off. I'll leave it here today. You can have the person behind you try it out. Just a gentry, do you think I will take it seriously? Lin Feng's words made Wang Chuanda want to laugh. What are you saying? I see you're just trying to kill yourself. Wang Chuanda was completely confused by Lin Feng at this moment. Shouldn't Lin Feng ask him to sit down and discuss this matter well? Do you still want the Wang family to compromise with his attitude like this? Funny. In the past, the supervisor of the county of Lingxian County took the initiative to ask him to drink and eat meat. But now, he is in the opposite direction here in Lin Feng. Now he is bound by this hairy boy and brought to the court. For Wang Chuanda, this is simply a great shame. The person with the most land in the entire Ling County is Wang Chuanda, who has over 100 tenants under his command. The annual rent is enough for him to earn a lot of money, which can be considered a dominant figure. But now, Lin Feng is about to cut off his financial path. As the saying goes, cutting off someone's financial path is like killing their parents. This statement is absolutely true, and he now wants Lin Feng to go directly to hell. Lin Feng looked at Wang Chuanda kneeling on the ground and stared at him with good eyes. Wang Chuanda's eyes seemed to be cannibalistic, staring fixedly at Lin Feng in front of him. The intersection of their eyes was like lightning and flint. After a long time, Wang Chuanda first compromised in anger and questioned, "What are you trying to catch me for?" If his gaze could kill someone, Lin Feng had already died in front of him many times. Lin Feng walked over to Wang Chuanda with an indifferent expression. Close to his ear, he whispered, "If you want to survive, just spit out all the fields you have embezzled for me. Otherwise, I have a way to kill you and bring down your entire Wang family. Take down his entire royal family." His threatening words. Wang Chuanda, who had previously been stubborn, shuddered instantly. At this moment, he could only speak hesitantly, you. In the end, his face turned red and he didn't say a complete sentence. Lin Feng stood up leisurely and sat back in the Grand Tutor's chair in the public hall. Shockingly, he patted the table and immediately knelt down in a large area below. Immediately, he shouted loudly, "In the case of Wang Chuanda's embezzlement of common people's land, due to his good attitude of admitting his mistake, all the land and property in Ling County will be uniformly planned and distributed by the government office, and the government office will pay a 3-year rent tax. The death penalty can be exempted, but the life penalty cannot be escaped. All male members of the Wang family are sent to the government office for unified dispatch, and they are not allowed to obtain official positions within 10 years. In the future, when it comes to road and bridge construction, the Wang family must be at the forefront. Wang Chuanda, have you heard my words clearly?" At this moment, Wang Chuanda had completely collapsed to the ground. Although his small life was saved, the male members of the family had to suffer along with him. Not only could he not achieve fame within 10 years, but he also had to go out and work hard as a laborer. How can one still obtain academic achievements after wasting 10 years? Thinking of these things makes him even more uncomfortable than killing himself. The influence behind Wang Chuanda, the Wang family of Yuzhou Prefecture, had actually severed ties with him long ago. It was because Wang Chuanda was involved in farming that they discovered and completely cut off contact with him. There are people from the Wang family in Yuzhou City who hold official positions in the capital. They are most afraid that such things will affect themselves and affect their official positions. If it weren't for such secrets weighing on his mind, Wang Chuanda would definitely have invited the Wang family to support him in today's matter. But now his heart is even more bitter than eating Huanglian. As soon as Lin Feng's verdict was over, deafening applause and shouts echoed below. People of Ling County. Your Excellency is truly a wise and divine warrior. Lin Qingtian, please accept the old lady's bow. Thank you, Mr. Lin, for avenging the women of the people. Watching the tearful expressions of his fellow villagers, Lin Feng's heart was instantly filled with joy. It turned out that working for the people was such a carefree and unrestrained feeling. He added, after all these fields are planned by me, they will be divided according to everyone's needs. You can rest assured that as long as there are families in need, I will definitely not favor one over the other and ensure that every household can have enough to eat. When dividing the land, there will be a notice, and I will arrange to post a notice 3 days in advance to notify everyone. With a thunderous clap, closed the case. The case came to a complete end, and the people slowly dispersed, laughing and returning home. Today, Lin Feng's actions quickly spread among the people of the entire Ling County. After they all leave, Lin Feng convened a meeting with all the people in the county government office. Zhu Baozhen and Wang Kaisha were sometimes confused by Lin Feng's words and expressions. They also understood for the first time that a meeting meant everyone came to discuss the matter. In the county government office of Daqing, the specific service is the Li Jian. Generally, the county government office has 6 rooms for officials, households, rituals, soldiers, punishment, and work. In fact, each county has more than 6 rooms, at least there must be a distribution room and a cabinet storage room, and these 2 departments must be arranged before the 6 rooms. But due to poverty in Ling County, it was impossible to support such expenses, so only the basic 6 rooms were established. Now all the officials in the 6 houses are sitting together, including several squad leaders from the county government. I'm a newcomer to Lin Feng, and I need more guidance on what I did wrong. With polite words, everyone quickly stood up and arched their hands, saying they dared not. But his next words were to directly ask everyone present in confusion. What is the current total population of Ling County? How many are adult men and women? How many elderly people are over 60 years old and how many newborns are there? Lin Feng stared at the crowd present in confusion. Ask again, What do you mean by this? Isn't there anyone among all of you who knows? In his opinion, even if the news is blocked, it shouldn't be so blocked, right? This is the most basic information of a county, and none of them even knows this. How did the supervisor of the county do things before that? Chapter 10. Class Leader Chen Laifu. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. At this moment, everyone's eyes were all focused on the county magistrate. The county magistrate inexplicably endured the pressure from everyone, as well as the scrutinizing gaze of his superior Lin Feng. He was almost burned away by these gazes at him. Zhu Baozhen swallowed his saliva unconsciously and said, Sir, this matter is indeed under the jurisdiction of the lower officials. However, I only do large-scale statistics once a few years, and I really don't know what such detailed numbers are. Then he looked at Lin Feng's narrowed eyes and shuddered again. After biting his teeth, he quickly explained, So, I'll have someone do the statistics tomorrow and try to get the detailed quantity of the entire county in 1 year, no, 6 months. Before he could finish speaking, Lin Feng interrupted him directly. Half a year. Are you joking with me, County Magistrate Zhu? Lin Feng retorted. But the smile didn't even reach the bottom of my eyes, and the scrutiny in my eyes was undeniable. Everyone present was aware of Lin Feng's dissatisfaction at the moment, and they all knew that Lin Feng was dissatisfied with the timing. Wang Kaisha quickly stood up and tried to smooth things out. Sir, if we had more manpower, it would be faster to count. 3 months is enough, he said. He spoke and pushed Zhu Baozhen beside him, meaning that he should quickly accept this matter. But Zhu Baozhen gritted his teeth and asked Wang Kaisha back, are you crazy? I can't figure it out in 3 months. You're causing me injustice. Old Wang, you. He hasn't finished speaking yet. Lin Feng spoke directly and said, Zhu County Prime Minister, I will give you at most half a month's time. If you can't complete the statistical task during this period, then just take off your veil and let someone else do it. I want to see if anyone else can handle the position of county magistrate. Zhu Baozhen originally wanted to argue a few words for himself, but when he heard the very threatening words afterwards, he could only choose to remain silent. But now it was everyone else's turn to be shocked. Sir, I'm afraid this half-month is really not enough. My Ling County involves 12 villages and towns, which is quite complex to calculate. It's really too late for this time. Wang Kaishi's voice became quieter and quieter as he spoke, and he couldn't hear his voice afterwards. When Lin Feng looked at him, he lowered his head and didn't dare to look at him. Wang Kaishi didn't know why he dared not look at Lin Feng, but he felt that Lin Feng's eyes were particularly sharp. He felt that every thought he had was unbeatable in front of Lin Feng. At this point, the class leader sitting at the bottom stood up. He said, Sir, there is a way to do it within half a month. But the smaller one needs enough manpower, at least 30 people. The squad leader looked at Lin Feng without hesitation, afraid that Lin Feng wouldn't believe his words. Lin Feng smiled warmly and instantly became interested. He said, Indeed, there are still capable people. Not to mention 30 people, I will give you 100 to allocate. The sooner you complete it, the better. If you do this well, you will follow me in doing things in the future. But if you mess up my case, or if there are errors that cannot be statistically analyzed, I will definitely not spare you. Do you understand? The group leader's eyes flickered with excitement, and he quickly responded, Please rest assured, sir. I, Chen Laifu, will definitely handle this matter well and not disappoint your cultivation intention. Chen Laifu dares not think of Shao because he can follow the supervisor of the county prefecture. The reason why he dares to volunteer today is also because he saw Lin Feng's style of handling things and his earlier words about being a capable person, which gave him the courage to take that step forward. In fact, he had already made up his mind that he would definitely be scolded back this time. What surprised him was that Lin Feng not only didn't scold him for overestimating himself, but also said that if this was done well, he could still work with him in the future. At this moment, Lin Feng's series of operations left him stunned by the others present. They never expected that a small squad leader would dare to snatch the job from the county magistrate's hands. How did the direction of things suddenly come to this point? At this moment, everyone couldn't understand the reason behind this. County Magistrate Zhu Baozhen's eyes were filled with anger at this moment. He sarcastically questioned the class leader Chen Laifu, Brother Laifu, your family has so many things to do. Are you really sure you can do the job assigned by the adults? Don't delay the adults' affairs and make your Chen family lose a precious son to be filial. Zhu Baozhen's sarcastic words made Chen Laifu want to immediately refute. The county magistrate is ultimately in existence that his position cannot afford to offend, and in the end, he can only choose to remain silent. Lin Feng stared at Zhu Baozhen with a smile on his face, his eyes full of inexplicable ridicule. He said, Zhu County Magistrate can't do it himself, so he thinks others are just as incompetent as you. I'm really curious. I don't know how a jealous Shangguan like you managed to get through this group of subordinates step by step. These words instantly reached the hearts of everyone. In Ling County, if they want to rise to power, Zhu County Magistrate is the biggest obstacle in front of them. Lin Feng no longer cares about the tense atmosphere among the people. So he waved to Chen Laifu and said, Come forward, I'll tell you the specific precautions for the population census. The things on this paper are what I need to know, and I will also need to collect data on various households' fields in the future. Of course, these data may not be measurable for a while, but they are also in my next plan. I just received over 600 acres of land from Wang Chuanda's hands, which must be distributed to the villagers. This spring planting season is about to pass, and I am very worried that their harvest this year will be affected. Lin Feng's concerns were completely visible to Chen Laifu. Judging from Lin Feng's appearance, he was truly worried about the food and clothing of the people. He sighed that having such parents and officials among the people of Ling County is a blessing for them. Chen Laifu felt a bit uneasy. He tentatively spoke up and said, "If adults have enough manpower, I know a group of arithmetic experts who specialize in measurement. I believe with their assistance, we can definitely fulfill adults' wishes in a short period of time. Don't worry, adults. If this matter is entrusted to someone else, they will definitely handle it well and relieve adults' worries." Chen Laifu worked hard to secure more jobs for himself. He now understands Lin Feng's style of handling things. When working under Lin Feng, the first thing he needs to do is to highlight his ability to handle things. As long as his ability is strong, anyone can volunteer to take on tasks. But if it goes wrong, he believes that the consequences are also unbearable for himself.